The Burgraviate of Nuremberg was a state of the Holy Roman Empire from the early 12th to the late 15th centuries. As a burgraviate, it was a county seated in the town of Nuremberg. The Burgraviate soon lost power over the city, which became independent from 1219. Eventually, the Burgraviate was partitioned in twain, to form Brandenburg-Ansbach and Brandenburg-Bayreuth. History. Nuremberg was probably founded around the turn of the 11th century, according to the first documentary mention of the city in 1050, as the location of an imperial castle between the East Franks and the Bavarian March of the Nordgau. From 1050 to 1571, the city expanded and rose dramatically in importance due to its location on key trade routes. King Conrad III established the Burgraviate and the first administration and courts over the surrounding imperial territories. The first burgraves were from the Austrian House of Raab, but with the extinction of the male line around 1190, the Burgraviate was inherited by the last count's son-in-law of the House of Hohenzollern. For the late 12th century to the interregnum, however, the power of the burgraves diminished as the Staufen emperors transferred most non-military powers to a castellan, with the city administration and the municipal courts handed over to an imperial mayor from 1173-74. This castellan not only administered the imperial lands surrounding Nuremberg, but levied taxes and constituted the highest judicial court in matters relating to poaching and forestry. He also was the appointed protector of the various ecclesiastical establishments, churches and monasteries, even of the bishopric of Bamberg. The privileges of this castellanship were transferred to the city during the late 14th and early 15th centuries. The strained relations between the burgraves and the castellan finally broke out into open enmity, which greatly influenced the history of the city. Nuremberg is often referred to as having been the unofficial capital of the Holy Roman Empire, particularly because imperial diets and courts met at Nuremberg Castle. The Diets of Nuremberg were an important part of the administrative structure of the empire. The increasing demand of the royal court and the increasing importance of the city attracted increased trade and commerce to Nuremberg. Supported by the Hohenstaufen emperors, Frederick II granted the Großen Freiheitsbrief in 1219, including town rights, imperial immediacy, the privilege to mint coins and an independent customs policy, almost wholly removing the city from the purview of the burgraves. Nuremberg soon became, with Augsburg, one of the two great trade centers on the route from Italy to northern Europe. List of burgraves. House of Raabs 1105 California 1137 Gottfried II of Raabs, California 1137 California 1143 Conrad I, California 1143 California 1160 Gottfried III, California 1160 1191 92 Conrad II. House of Hohenzollern 1192–1200 Frederick I, originally Frederick III, Count of Zollern, and married Sophia, daughter of Conrad II, later becoming burgrave through this union. 1204–1218 Frederick II, 1218–1261 Conrad I, heir from Count of Zollern as Conrad III, 1262–1297 Frederick III der Erbe, 1297–1300 John I ruled with his brother Frederick IV, 1297–1332 Frederick IV took over the sole rule of the Burgraviate after the death of his brother. 1332–1357 John II der Erwerber, 1357–1397 Frederick V, 1397–1420 John III Also Margrave of Brandenburg-Kulmbach from 1398 to 1427 Frederick VI, as Frederick I. Also Margrave of Brandenburg-Ansbach from 1398, Elector of Brandenburg from 1415, Margrave of Brandenburg from 1417 and Margrave of Brandenburg-Kulmbach from 1420.